Good morning, family. Happy Wednesday. It is August 21st, 2024. I hope you guys are well. All right, let's see if we can get a little advice from Spirit today. Starting with Kuan Yin Oracle. It's number 14, Immortal Treasures. All right. Well, I say you are the treasure. Well, it says you carry within you precious immortal treasures, beloved. They exist beyond life and death, belonging to the celestial, heavenly realms of the divine presence within you. Kuan Yin now guides you to honor these treasures, the gifts of your soul, which include the ability that you have to transmit healing. Honor yourself as a healer, beloved. Whether formally or informally, your soul brings a special healing light to humanity. You have divine support in your role as a healer in whatever way, usual or highly unusual, that this is unfolding for you now. We need to remember that we're all healers. We all have those gifts. Now, whether we practice and activate them is up to you. But remember, your light is healing. Your energy is healing. So, have you gauged the light of yourself today? All right. Is it going out, flowing into the rest of the universe? Speaking of flow, our earth magic today is the ocean. It's about ebb and flow. All right. We're flowing. The ebb and flow of life is never more clearly represented than in the ocean's movement. The tides of these great bodies of water rise and fall in regular rhythms, and the waves continue to roll to the shores in endless and varied patterns, just as they've been doing for millions of years and will continue to do for millions more. These tides and waves maintain a relative predictably unless other foreseeable forces of nature intervene, which have been known to happen. Hurricanes and earthquakes, for instance, can have a dramatic effect on the characteristics of both the tides and the waves. Well, let's not forget they're engineered weather machines as well, but we're talking about natural here. The oceans cover 70% of the earth. That's within our dome. That's not considering what's outside of that dome, that barrier, and because Gaia is so much bigger than what we realize. The oceans cover 70%. The dynamic gravitational interaction of the sun and moon that moves these massive bodies of water and creates these shifting tides also affect our human bodies in ways that we respond to instinctively, often having a great deal more influence over our moods and emotional states than we're aware of. We've talked about that. We've talked about where Luna's at, what is the moon doing, what phase is it in. We can talk about retrogrades and planets and everything else. It affects the flow, and whether you're consciously aware of it or not, it does affect your mood. How many of you get a little grumpy, get a little sensitive? Maybe you're just exhausted. Maybe it gives you a boost of energy. Everybody's different. Okay. The Lantern Oracle today is number 33. Sharing. There is giving in receiving and receiving in giving. And that's true. Beautiful collective energy here. Sharing is caring. Weren't we taught that in kindergarten? Or maybe as toddlers, or at least I hope that we were. The giving and receiving through knowing others and being known is the greatest sharing of all. There's much empowering value in truly seeing and being seen, hearing and being heard, and loving and being loved by one circle. Shared experiences can heal and support us in all facets of life. Together we can become more of who we are. We are exponentially enhanced by the diversity of experience and multiple perspectives. When we're in a good and genuine company, When our presence, willingness, wisdom, and abundance is mutually brought to the table, we grow in ways that are inaccessible to us when we're alone. And sometimes we just need somebody else's perspective and opinion and to help us out. If you're stuck and stagnant, sometimes it takes somebody in your collective family to give you a little boost. Or maybe you have your head in your ass and it needs to be removed. Just saying. We have to laugh, people, because we all do it. And we just sometimes need a good kick in the pants. And sometimes we just need a hug and a shoulder to cry on. All of those flows of emotions need help every once in a while. And if you're in a beautiful community like this one, you can get the help that you need. All right. Whispers of healing today is number 2, compassion, which also comes from, sharing our experiences with our community and collective. All right. Compassion. Do you have compassion? All right. Let's see. During a healing challenge, it might seem counterintuitive to have compassion for someone who hurt you in the past. However, forgiveness is a vital step in your healing process. Decide to let go of resentment. Feelings of hurt, suffering, being the victim, or wanting revenge are low in vibration and prevent you from making progress. Forgiveness carries a high vibration. Forgiving someone in your past will bring healing to you. You don't need to communicate an apology. Forgiveness is something you can do within yourself. Once you decide to forgive, it can lead to feelings of tolerance, sympathy, and consideration for the person who hurt you. This card might be prompting you to consider any hurt or pain you may have caused others. Ponder the times when others have forgiven you. Forgiveness is a process. You may need to reflect on small offenses more than once and bigger offenses even more so. So, I think we need to start with ourselves, because if we've done something and you know it's wrong, maybe you need to forgive yourself for the way you treat yourself. We've had a lot of self-reflection and getting to know who we are. And if you treat yourself poorly in a negative vibration and energy, start with forgiveness of how you treat yourself. That self-love is very important. Okay, have compassion and mercy and grace for yourself. And then we tend to make it very easy to give it to other people. But are you doing that for yourself? Okay. All right. So our Lemurian today is number 12, water. I'm talking about flow. This is the overflow. All right. This is all water dripping down. We're going with the flow today. Okay. The being in the picture has many hands, and yet still the water is allowed to fall through her fingers. It blesses her in the moments it touches her radiant skin and then continues on its journey. Her heart is also overflowing with love. Her eyes are filled with tears. She allows what comes through to move her without control. She gracefully allows whatever she is feeling to be expressed, and as she does so, she radiates so much light into the world. Yep. So allow it to flow. Less resistance, more receptiveness, okay? And that can wash away and clear away any of that, past emotions that don't serve us anymore. All right. So your shadow work today says we need to work on our ego. Well, interesting enough, this is about flowing and dealing with our ego, because it's always moving. It's constantly evolving, good and bad. We need the ego. It keeps us alive. But our ego can also be a royal pain. Okay, and it can get in the way and block some of those beautiful spiritual gifts that you have. It says, beyond the facade of ego lies the depth of true character. So if there's something you need to work on in your ego today, this might be arrogance, pride, and vanity. All right. And control. That's a huge part as well. So the shadow work that they want us to work on is kind of taming and getting a grip and handle on what's your ego versus what's your soul spirit. Okay? Ego is very logical, grounded to the point that it doesn't want to think outside the box. It's very controlling. Okay? That everything on the outside is more important than what's on the inside. Okay? But your ego also plays a good positive role because, like I said, it keeps you in line. It keeps you safe, keeps you alive. Okay, so we need a good balance. All right? Okay, your inner child today, this cute little guy, here's our bunny. Number 41, tenderness. Tenderness. Let's start with ourselves. Why does he look so sick? He is. He got tissues and tea. Tenderness. I am gentle with myself. Yeah. Do we have compassion for ourselves? All right. Do we have forgiveness? So we're still working on ourselves. We're still getting to know ourselves. Maybe you had to reintroduce yourself, and that's okay. But treat yourself with compassion, forgiveness, mercy, and grace. All right. Your spirit animal today is number 36. It's the koi fish spirit. And this says there's always enough. And remember, you are enough. The koi fish who grows big within a small pond reminds us that within each of us is the potential for prosperity. The law of abundance ensures that prosperity is our natural state. So regardless of temporary outer conditions, you can call in prosperity and magnetically attract the opportunities and abundance you need. The message of the koi fish spirit is to begin to generate wealth within with deliberate intention, no matter how small your pond may seem, and appreciate abundance wherever you see it. Outer conditions will come to reflect your inner prosperity, so begin to become the self who is comfortable with wealth in all forms. Even if at the moment it feels as if riches are not yours, they soon will be. Start to envision the plenty that Spirit wants you to experience, knowing that the moment you begin to commit to conscious and deliberate co-creating, Spirit will joyfully start bringing you what you need. You have so much to offer and so much of value to express to the world. In your little pond, there is much you can create and much you can attract. Do not underestimate what you have and who you are. For koi fish spirit wants you to know that you are exquisite, loved, and deeply cherished. Trust that outer conditions are changing to reflect that truth. So a lot of reflection, a lot of water flow. Yeah. Be in the moment. I think in order to start manifesting, we must be in the moment and have gratitude for what we do have, no matter how large or small it is. We manifest by being there at the time. Thank you, Creator, for giving me what I have. And this is what I need. This is what my heart desires. Yes, the Creator can say no, but you have a strong innate ability to manifest and bring in what you need. Your divine Creator, your Father, wants you abundant in all things. Spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially. You are entitled to those. It's a birthright. All right? Are you giving yourself enough compassion to know that you're worthy? You deserve it because you are a child of the Most High. Recognize that. All right? Your final card today, your little extra tarot today. Interesting that the moon came out. It's a major arcana, and it's number 18. The moon in tarot represents the ego. okay, which can cause confusion, any an illusion. So, in perception, you see the water flow, it affects the tides, the ebb and flow of things. It affects your mood and whether you feel like you want to give compassion. Let's remember we need to get control of this. The ego is ever evolving, but we need to make sure that we talk about releasing control, but there are some things we do need to get control of. The moon can also represent paying attention to your dreams, a dream state, what you do at nighttime when the moon is out. Okay? Pay attention to your dreams. If you have questions, concerns, not quite sure what in the world am I doing, write them down if you can remember them. Even if you just get little glimpses. It's like memories. But I remember this being here and this is what it looked like. Maybe you remember what you were wearing. Let's focus on what we're doing at night. It's important. Good and bad. Okay? So let's control our ego. Let's remember what we're doing at night. And go with the flow, guys. All right? We can't control everything. That's a vast ocean out there. But you are worthy. You may seem like a tiny little fish in a great big pond, but it's important. All right, guys. I hope you got a blessing out of it. I will see you later today on the round table where we're going to deep dive into the collars. We're going to talk about auras and the meaning of the collars. And if you have any questions, bring them on. We'll be ready. All right, guys. You guys have a blessed day and absolutely know that God loves you and I do too.